What's going on, people? We're drinking beer. How's it going? Matt, Massive Beers, Keith, 93 Lumber, and Mrs. Brady. What's going on?
It's Saturday.
I felt like the Brady Bunch. Everybody, I'm pointing at boxes and shit, so it just made sense.
So wait, I'm Alice if I'm in the middle then, kind of, right?
No, you're definitely what was the dog name? What was the dog's name?
I'm the dog?
What was his name?
I don't know.
What was the dog's name for a Brady Bunch?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Does anybody know the dog's name?
I don't. Nobody type it because I want to think about it.
Was the dog even in the box thing?
Oh my god! Well, he wasn't, but he was in the show a lot.
Then why would he be? Then why am I the dog if he's not in the box?
Because you're ginger. I don't know. What do you want me to fucking say?
Fair enough.
Because, well, actually, my dog from Brady, Tiger was the name of the dog, and the reason why you were the dog was because you said you're in the middle, and then I'm like, well, there's technically no middle person because there's only 3 people, so I'm like, who wouldn't be in this frame? Who should be? And I'm like, Tiger. That's why I thought. So that's my reasoning behind it.
I'll take it.
And then we have Ryan Luber chiming in saying "evening men." I think he's using that term loosely. Because we are definitely close to adolescence rather than men, but we'll take it, you know. And Douglas Hesselman's chiming in from overseas, I believe. No, I'm dead serious. There's a new one.
It's called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare. They're even rebooting video games nowadays.
But it's like that released this week?
No, released back in November.
Oh, I thought you meant. I thought there's new.
Oh, no. I didn't know it was new until about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
But yeah. And I did like a 5-mile walk today, so that was kind of cool.
Oh, good for you.
A bunch of parents like put like big letters like in front of a bunch of lawns in the neighborhood. So like we took the kids out with another family, 6 feet apart, walked around for 3 hours. So
that's good, dude. It's good you guys are doing that kind of stuff. I struggle with that. Like I try to get out at least once a day, if not to play with the dogs, because we can let them roam free, and it's a very kind of fun run around kind of thing and stuff like that, and it's exercise for both me and the dog. But today it was like torrential downpour all day, so I like literally sat on my couch and did nothing. I sprained my pinky like severely last night, like to the point where I probably should go to the hospital, but I'm not going. I went to school for sports science and shit like that, so I understand how injuries work to the point where I know it's not broken. It's just a severe sprain or dislocation, so I can take care of it myself. But if COVID wasn't happening, I would have went to the hospital, if just to get a proper splint,
right, and
some pain medication. But yeah, so I was like useless today.
That's gonna be me tomorrow because tomorrow's gonna rain. Today was the only nice day of the weekend, so
yeah. What about you, Keith?
What?
The most interesting thing to happen? the random brownouts you had between Wednesday and now.
Yeah. I don't know. I wrote a song.
The one that you wouldn't play first last time?
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I did. I finished it today.
Are you gonna play for us later?
No, I'm not. I'm not practiced well enough.
Okay.
I got to practice it.
You said excuses.
well, for those,
but I'm already not that good. So okay. I'm
fair enough. Let's see. Most interesting and stressful thing is I made my wife give me a haircut today. I made her give me a fade because my hair was getting too long. I had a haircut appointment with my barber like a day after everything got locked down, which was about 2.5 weeks ago. So I was like 2.5 weeks overdue for a haircut, and I'm just like badgering her every day, like because I know she doesn't want to do it because she feels like if she messes my hair up, I'm gonna get angry, which I don't understand why, because I just don't care. But she just doesn't want to do it. Like she doesn't want to mess up, so I had to like kind of nudge her into it today. So she was very stressed about it. She did a really good job, you know. So yeah. Anyway. So let's see what we have here. We have this fucking guy.
Hey, Ryan.
What's up?
What's going on? We're on the initial questions. First question of the night is, what's the most interesting thing that has happened to you since Wednesday?
Wow. Which day was Wednesday?
That's what I'm talking. And that might be the most interesting thing. Is that we have no idea what day is what.
Geez, yeah. I just heard yesterday I'm gonna be out for 2 more weeks. On top of the 2 weeks I was already gonna be out. Probably the fact that I watched Tiger King. That was probably the weirdest, craziest thing.
Who hasn't watched it here so far?
I'm only one episode in.
yeah.
I watched the first episode last night.
Okay, so
We
finished it.
We watched that. Yeah, we watched that.
I watched it
Wednesday and now.
I watched it between last night and now. No, actually, I watched it between Thursday and now. We watched it no Thursday and last night. We watched it. We watched most of it on Thursday, and then the bulk of it on Friday, and then that was it. You know, it's not long. It's 7 episodes, 40 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like 6 hours. It's the shift.
yeah, but what are we doing, dude? What are you doing right now? What do you have? You don't have 6
Kyle's
hours
just, like,
in your hands?
nonchalantly just like pulling a bottle out of a
Nothing.
box, and it's like, oh, no big deal. What do you
It's a
have?
fire from Walker's Chupacabra from 19 years ago. There you go.
2016.
Yeah,
I think I have that actually.
I
no,
have
let's do a
two, so I
side by side
figured-
real quick.
What's up?
You guys do a side by side review real quick. We'll do.
I'm checking my seller list. I don't think I'm gonna open it because Mike would probably kill me if I opened it without him here.
So Gerben, the Dutch beer geek, was asking, what are you guys drinking? So we talked about it off the air, but I am drinking Old Nation's B43, which is the Brut version of their hazy.
Are people still making Bruts?
I'll tell you what, no, but these guys did, and I'm glad they did because this is by far and away the best one I've ever had, and it's not even fucking close. Like, it's not even close. Like I said in a review, if I was gonna, like, I don't rank beers, but I talked about this food thing that I do with food, and I joked about it. But I'm like, if I was to rank this on the brute scale of IPAs, this would be number 1, and we leave 2 through 5 blank, and we pick it up through 6. That's how much better this one is than everybody else's. So, what about you guys?
I'll go.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking. It is a 2014 Tart of Darkness.
Kyle rolled up in here all like,
Actually-
I'm gonna be drinking the oldest beer in this motherfucker. Go fuck yourselves. Jesus, like, yeah, 2014 Tart of Darkness. I got this at Abe's. What do you want? Did you get it at Abe's?
And I have
No,
sorry, go ahead.
I got it. I got it from someone. I got it from someone.
Yeah.
How tart is it? It's actually really good. It is. It's quite tart. But I don't really have that much beer in the fridge, so this was the only thing that was like cold enough to drink. So that's why I'm drinking it. It was not my first choice, but yeah.
Okay, Sean.
I have Trillium Sprang, which is their Kolsch inspired ale at 4.9%, and it's pretty. I said this before we started. It's not as good as the previous batches, but for 4.9%, Kolsch is pretty damn crushable. I'm trying to pace myself throughout the day.
And Ryan, what are you drinking?
Yeah, the 2016 Sticky Monkey. It's drinking great. A lot of raisin in it, which I appreciate.
Straight from the cellar? Put it in the fridge or what?
Straight from the cellar. Yeah, I saw I had 2 from 2016, so I figured I'd open this one.
Have you been dipping into the cellar more? Has it been like a kind of a thing where you're like, okay, if I'm going to drink it, I'm going to drink it now?
Yeah, and actually part of it is from the last time we did this. I was just thinking I'm going to drink down the cellar, when all this hit. And then it's like, oh, wait, no, like definitely try to, throw some local breweries business. So I did a review of a local IPA earlier today. But yeah, I'm trying to, I have stuff people sent me. I got to, review. I have some cellar stuff I definitely want to review. And then I also want to throw in some local stuff just to kind of keep that going. So
who sent you what local brewery did you pick up?
It's newer. It's called Frog Alley. I did a New England IPA from them.
And spoiler?
It was good. It didn't have the mouthfeel for New England, but it was 100% mosaic hopped. It was good. Flavors were fine. It was definitely an IPA, like they were calling it. But yeah, it didn't have that mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the cellars are a weird thing because it's like now would be the perfect time to dip in the cellar, but I kind of want to drink beer. When I drink beer, I kind of want to like have a couple, and I'm like, do I really want to? Because everything you sell is going to be like a fucking 15% barley wine half the time. It's like, do I really want to open 15% barley wines? The answer is no. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it happens, but even then, the answer is no. So it's like I find myself actually like going like totally opposite end of the spectrum when I go out beer shopping. Like I go out basically once a week now when I go out, and I've been basically doing the home confining social distancing thing. This will be 2 weeks in a row for me.
Okay.
And so I've been out 3 times since, and all 3 times we're lucky enough to where we have shop from home. For groceries, so I'll like place an order with like a local grocery store, and I'll just basically pull up and they'll put it in my trunk and I drive away. And when I do that, I'll typically go to a bottle shop and then pop in real quick, grab a couple things, and then get my car, and that's my stint out into society. And I see myself gravitating towards like lower ABV stuff, even though that's what I usually gravitate towards, even more often than not. Which is why I picked up this Brewery White Chocolate 15% fucking barrel-aged beer too. That's the I needed to have all the session beers, you know.
I actually, that's a crazy thing that happened. I tried to do the grocery thing, which I've done before, yesterday, and the first available time I could get it was Monday.
That makes sense. I could see that.
It's dude, right now, if we wanted, we can't make them almost like we have like, so where we live, we have ShopRites by us. You guys probably aren't familiar. We have ShopRites, and ShopRites do shop from home. When last week I looked up 5 different ShopRites within a 30-mile radius, and none of them had an appointment for 2 weeks. And that was the maximum, the amount their calendar went out. So then I got up at one night, like at like midnight, and this one not super far away, but like a half an hour, 45 minutes away had one. So I bought it. I had a bunch of stuff preloaded, and I just bought it. And the fucked up part, I'm not buying a ton of. I'm buying what our family normally buys. And we buy shop from home. That's how we normally do. That's how we do it all the time. So it's like everybody's fucking with my normal life, and we did that. But it seems like it's getting a little bit better. But right now, like when we picked up. So I placed that order last week, and then the same day we placed another order from another place just to be like, okay, let's get ahead of it. Like instead of just trying to place an order for 4 days, let's now get 8 days ahead or 10 days ahead and kind of guess what we'll need and just order the basics. Do you know what I mean? And it's been crazy around here. Like we have a ton of options, and not a lot of places have options for pickup. So it's pretty crazy.
No,
which is a good thing, I guess. People are utilizing it. That's
it's smart, super smart. Yeah. Cuts down on human interaction. It's great. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of self-checkout, but I did the self-checkout, and between each customer, they were spraying everything down. Then the next person would come up. So it was it wasn't them just putting it in my trunk, but at least it was sanitized before I had to touch anything. Yeah, which is weird because like oddly enough, I don't like to go in a grocery store to buy groceries, but I have no problem going to the beer store to buy beer. So, anyway.
But groceries, you kind of know what you're going to buy. Beer, you kind of want to peruse. You're not sure what you're going to get. You need to look at stuff.
I guess. To me, beer is not so much that I need to peruse it. It's like, okay, I want everything. How do I whittle it down?
Right.
Whereas groceries are like, I need things. Beer's like, I'll take it all, but I'm not rich. So what do I want to spend my money on?
Yeah.
Groceries are like, I need this, and this. Like I'm like literally a creature of habit when it comes to groceries. Like I eat the same breakfast, I eat the same lunch, I eat the same dinner. I mean, the proteins change and there's subtle variance between all the things, but I eat pretty much the same thing every day. So it doesn't really change all that much for me.
I ended up downloading an app where it's like one of those list apps. So, and then my wife's on it too. So we can just add stuff. And then when I go grocery shopping, that way I know what people want. But yeah, we change it up quite a bit, which makes it tougher than what you do then. Yeah.
Well, that's like, that's why I like the ShopRite one, because they have their own app. You can load what you want in there and it tells you where it is in the aisle. And you can check out via the app. Like you don't even, like you could do everything via the app. You don't have to really do much You can't do the final checkout, but you could like everybody puts what they want in there, and then they can tell you, okay, what's what. And with ShopRite online, like you'll be like, you know, I'll buy this, and when they go to pick all your items for you, if they don't have this particular one, they'll be like, do you want something else? Let us know what you want, and then I'll substitute it and all that bullshit. But yeah, anyway. So, so I figured tonight we talk about a little bit of our favorite things when it comes to times like this. I know for myself, I've been like watching and playing a bunch of shit that I normally would play, just because, not that I have a lot of extra time on my hands, but I'm gonna let you in a secret, I do. Because for me, even though I work from home, there's a couple days a week where or most of the week I actually drive into work. And if you factor in, if I feel like stopping for a coffee or I feel like doing something, my commute might take me 3 hours. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's an hour here, hour there, and maybe a little dilly-dallying. So if I were to do the same amount of work, I'd have 3 hours extra daily to do. And with the weekends not being able to go out, there's a lot of stuff that I've been like kind of dipping into that I haven't in the past, as far as like entertainment and stuff like that. Like, have you guys seen yourself gravitating towards specific stuff, whether it be music or creating or watching or being lazy as fuck or going out and about? Like, or are you seeing the opposite where you're not have enough time, or find yourself trying to force yourself to do specific things that might have been more routine in the past?
You want to go in the same order and have
everybody just randomly scream into the microphone at the same time. No, I think we're good enough to talk, and whoever starts first will acquiesce to the next person and go from there and there. You know. Anyway, somebody talk.
I can go.
Okay.
I found that I'm reverting, like, definitely back to music I used to listen to. So, like, just looking up, you know, I didn't realize they made a music video for this song I used to listen to, you know, like, you know, mostly like a lot of pop punk and stuff I listened to in the early 2000s. And then the algorithm on YouTube is like, here's new bands that sound like that. So I've been trying to like listen to some new bands. I downloaded Warcraft 2, not World of Warcraft, Warcraft 2 that I used to play in the 90s. So I've been playing that a lot. So yeah, I definitely reverted back to things I used to do for fun before I was an adult, I guess. I don't know. Like, I didn't even think of that till just now saying it out loud. But yeah, I've been reading. My wife and I are doing this giant 3,000-piece puzzle. So like, we're definitely, you know, doing indoorsy kind of things. We go for walks, go walking the dog a couple times a day just to get outside. But yeah, definitely trying to read a little bit more. I try to keep myself busy during school. You know, I'm a teacher. So like, you know, during the school day, you know, checking my email and Google Classroom, see if students have questions or anything, or if there's updates. So definitely during like work hours, trying to kind of do work stuff. But they don't want us overloading the kids. I don't have a ton of grading to do. I don't have a ton of lesson planning. So a lot of stuff that I usually do. And like you were saying, Matt, with your commute, when I'm not actually like teaching 5 classes a day, like I typically have maybe an hour and a half of extra stuff every day. And then the rest of my day is teaching. So it's like, well, you cut down all the me teaching thing. Okay, I got the hour and a half of, you know, stuff done. Refresh my email, you know.
Well, how has that been like for you? Because this probably has to be a unique experience, and this sound really fucked up. Is that what's it like to teach? Like, you don't have to focus on grading and testing and all that. You actually, like, it sounds like you legitimately have to focus on teaching. Like, okay, this is what we're going to be doing. Like, is that what it's like? Like, you're actually like, no.
It depends where you are. I mean, like, doing something like this, like there's some teachers who are doing Zoom or Google Hangouts, and then there's some districts that like do not do that because it's, you know, a kid could just do something inappropriate. Now it's been captured, you know, on the internet, and then they're a minor, so depending on what kind of inappropriate thing, read between the lines, now you are, you know, a purveyor of this. So you know, I've made a couple goofy YouTube videos where it's just me trying to connect to the kids. You know, they had asked me to do like review some movies I'd watched so far. I just made like a goofy video of that, but nothing I'm getting back on my way because I've just read some horror stories, and my district's not demanding that. They haven't come. All they've said is don't use Zoom because it doesn't fall under the there's certain legislation. I'm sorry not to get like heady about education, but there's certain legislation for a Freedom of Information Act and things like that, where certain things students can't be putting their information out there. And Google or the Zoom doesn't follow that, but Google Classroom does.
Okay. So you're not face to face digitally with your kids. You're giving them, here's your assignment, here's a lesson plan.
Yeah.
And that's that's got to be that's the opposite. Then it's got to be kind of like upsetting.
It sucks. Like I had a kid, today he sent me a video. He had gone to India for 2 weeks before all of this for a missions trip. And he had made like a 30-minute video about that trip. And like, I just ate that up because it was like, oh, human interaction with this kid I'm doing every day. Because most of my day is like, I'll give you an example. I teach economics. So it's like, all right, this week I want you to do one current event.
What kind of economics? Voodoo economics or?
Yeah, so New York State, you have to do as a senior.
That was a joke, man. I was just trying to be funny. You ever watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off? The voodoo economics. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Sorry. But yeah, it's like them. It's like do a current event, write it up. We do them every week anyway in class. So then send it to me. Here's an article. Read this. Answer some questions. U.S. history. Read this chapter. Do the question. Like we're talking like old school stuff I don't do in class for real. But yeah, read this chapter and answer the questions. It's crazy. Completely different.
What about you, Sean?
I think definitely music. Like Kyle said, I've been gravitating more to music that I listened to back in the day and stuff like that. But video games for sure. Like usually I played video games before, but I think now it's like I work from home regularly, right? But now I'm home with the wife and kids. So usually by the time like the end of the day came, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to spend time with them. But now that we're always home together, like now I'm like, I don't like Carrie will go off and do her thing. Sometimes we'll be like, all right, Kaylee needs to decompress, give her tablet, and I'll just play video games more than I normally would. So it's really that. And kind of just, I've been working out more too, like, which is definitely a good thing. I don't know what it's coming from. I don't know if it's just that I'm here. So I'm not like in my normal routine. My routine is a little bit different. So I figure let's change it up a little bit. But yeah, definitely video games and working out are probably the two things I've been doing the most that kind of just keep me, sane. And then Carrie and I will watch shows, but we do that normally.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of, I would say predominantly video games. Yeah.
Let's move on to Keith. I'm assuming your life hasn't changed all that much.
No, not really. When I've been doing a lot more of the cooking because Britt has a deemed essential job, so she's still working. So I've been doing pretty much all of the cooking. And now when I cook, I try to make it more complicated to take up more time because I'm not doing anything else. I don't really do anything. I just sit on the couch. So, and then I just watch political stuff on YouTube. And that's basically my day. for the most part.
Okay. Well, stop watching political stuff, man. The best thing you could possibly do is put shit down. Like that's probably my favorite thing. Like I've been deep diving in a lot of different things. Like I've been watching a lot of old sitcoms. Like if I'm working, or like working around the house, like when working my normal job because I work remotely and stuff like that. Like I like background noise. I don't like music, so I'll put on old sitcoms, stuff like that. So I've been like ripping through like sitcoms like crazy. Not necessarily that I'm sitting there watching them, but there's kind of sitcoms that I've watched like 70 times, so I don't need to stare at the TV to understand what's going on. So I've been doing that. It's been a lot of the coolest thing probably for me has been a lot of kind of getting outside with Taco and doing off the leash training stuff and playing and stuff like that. Like, not that we haven't done that, but he's such a fucking red hot maniac is that it's hard with him, but like with both me and Liesel kind of working together and getting him off the leash and getting outside, he's a good dog, and he's getting older and he's starting to get more mature. So a bulk of my day is basically working from home, because I've actually expanded my schedule of work. And I've done this before with my job. I've kind of done this with my job previously, but I've kind of expanded it. Is that I work when I want to work. I have that luxury to where, like, I wake up at, like, I wake up for work, for example. I wake up work typically, if I'm going to go into my job, I wake up at like 6 a.m. and I don't get to work till 9. Well, if I get up at 6 a.m. normally, I'm still going to get up 6 a.m. I'll just start working at like 6:30, and then I'll work till like noon. Then I'll take off 2 hours. And I'll go play with the dog or go for a walk or go out and do things. Then I'll come back and then I'll work for 2 hours. And then I'll do some stuff. And then maybe later on, like if there's something fun I find amusing and fun, like CAD design, like 3D modeling or something like that, stuff that I enjoy, I'll do that at night when I'm, you know what I mean, for a couple hours. So it's like I spread my workload throughout the day rather than I'm here for 8, I'm out gone for 8. I'm here for 8, I'm gone for 8. So my schedule has changed kind of in that sense. Like today I did work, I did some emails, I did stuff like that. Like I keep track of kind of my hours at work, even though I'm salary, just so I know I'm putting in the proper amount of time that I need to. So that's the biggest change. But getting out and about with Taco, watching sitcoms, barely watching sitcoms in the background, and just kind of diving into like weird video game stuff and not drinking beer. Like I've drank less beer. That's the weirdest part. Is that like I thought I'd be the first week I kind of like was drinking beer and doing crazy shit and like just drinking beer every night. But ever since then, like in like, this week I had beers on I think Wednesday and then today. You know what I mean? Other than that, I've been kind of doing random things. So life's been a little bit different, but in a good way. It's kind of weird. Like I miss normal life, which sounds kind of weird to say. But at the same time, it's kind of fun to kind of be able to do things that you normally don't find the time to do or don't think you had the time to do, because you probably have the same amount of time. Anyway,
it's the same amount of hours in the day. Like
yeah, it's a weird concept and stuff like that, and it's kind of I don't know if there's a do you think everybody's getting numb to this, or it's actually getting better, or the world's progressing? Like when you think about like the shit we're dealing with the whole COVID thing, is it actually legitimately getting better? Do you think it's getting worse, or do you guys think we're just getting numb to it and it's becoming normalcy?
I was going to use the word normal.
Yeah, I would say normalcy.
Becoming normalized.
Yeah.
Like the fact that at least me, like we're scheduling like daily things for like Zoom meetings for the kid, like with her friends, like Zoom meetings for us as the parents, like with other parents, like that's a normal thing for us to do now. It's like a weekly thing, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So at that point, yeah, it is like at that, like, and then when this is all over, it's everyone. I don't know, is everyone just gonna run out in mass hysteria to the closest like mall and just be around everyone? I don't know. You know what I mean?
I think things are gonna kind of stay the same. I think once we're through this, I think most people are gonna want things to stay this way. Like, not that they don't leave the house, but they're going to want to do the things the way they do them.
It's going to be a learning curve I think you and I agree, Keith, it's not going to go 100% back to the way it was, but it's going to go that direction though. It's not all the way, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think people are going to like, oh yeah, like I read more during this. I forgot I like to read. I forgot I like to whatever. And I think you're going to see some of that stuff. And I think you're going to see people appreciating, I went on more nature walks. I do miss seeing my parents, so I should make a point to go visit them. Or what? I think almost like being forced to reevaluate what's important in people's lives.
But how much do you think, like, how much do you think that is based off of, like, how do I say this without being an asshole? So me, Kyle, I'll actually use your real name, and Sean, all of us still have our jobs. Keith, like, not to get too deep into Keith and what he does personally, but your job fluctuates. So sometimes you have uptime and downtime. You can work a ton, and sometimes you don't work. Correct?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because.
Go ahead.
It's kind of weird because right around this time, like when this started, is the time where things start to get busy. Like it's usually a little slower in the winter. So like I went from being real slow to like nothing.
Well,
So
what I'm saying, the point I'm trying to make is that you've baked into your lifestyle periods of downtime with work. Like you're like, okay, if I'm not busy, I can deal. Is basically what I'm saying, because I lived that life for fucking 18 years. I understand it fucking totally. So how like, and this is more specific to like myself and Ryan and Sean. It's like, how much do you think we're looking through it through glasses that might be a little bit rosy? Because there's a lot of people that don't have that luxury. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, it's like, hey, you know, we work from home and everything's kind of different, but we just take it that way. But I'm like, I don't have to worry about a paycheck. It's coming in my bank account. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to worry about flying on unemployment or worry whatever. You know what I mean? Like, how much do you think that, like that, like if I knew I wasn't getting a paycheck next week, I don't even think I'd be doing this video. I might be fucking stressed, sitting in a corner, freaking the fuck out.
So I had a little bit of that when our governor came on and was talking about how this is going to affect budgets for next year. And, I started a new teaching job this year, which means I'm, you know, the first or the last person hired, which if there's a loss of a social studies teacher position, I'm gone financially. It's just a budgetary thing. So I did have a little bit of stress like Thursday when he was talking about, you know, just how the budget, because the money's not coming in statewide, you know, because people aren't working as much. So there was a little bit of that reality. But into Keith's point too, I think financially, you know, people are going to, everyone obviously, but people are going to reevaluate our system, you know, and I mean, it's still the United States. I don't think we're going to get too radicalized on a majority level, but I think we're going to move a little bit more towards, you know, we want Big Brother helping us, the government helping us. I think this kind of shows the frailty. And again, I mean, whatever, maybe it's the economics guy in me, but like, we're definitely seeing the pros of capitalism in certain ways, and we're definitely seeing the need for government intervention in certain ways. But I think people might lean a little bit, and that might change a little bit.
What about you, Sean? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I was literally going to say my wife just texted me, and I totally missed that.
No, I was just basically saying like the idea of like, you know what I mean? Like the difference between having a job in this environment versus not having a job and the way you look at things, you know?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like if and like you said earlier, like if I knew I wasn't going to be getting a paycheck next week, would I be doing this right now? No, probably not. I'd probably be super stressed, like trying to figure out the best way to like provide and what we have, nest egg and stuff like that. But I do have some friends that are worried about it. I have some friends that I know that have been let go, or it's definitely in jeopardy. And it is a scary thing. Like I just couldn't, it's not something like that I could really imagine myself, just because it's like, unless it happens, it's not real, I guess, but it's a very scary thing that I don't even know how someone would think about, like at this point, because of this virus, this like sickness is a reason that you're not going to be employed. You're not going to be able to provide. And it's a scary, scary thing.
Weird question for any of you out there. Well, the four of you or three of you, because I'm one of the four. Do you know anybody who has it? Just curious.
That has it?
Yeah.
Not personally, but probably like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, like a few people.
Yeah, I know people who know people.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
So,
which means you don't know anybody.
Yeah, essentially.
No.
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious, and that's not me discounting anything. I was just curious because I actually don't know anybody who has it, like at all. And I'm not saying that because I'm saying it doesn't exist. I'm not one of those people.
Yeah.
I'm just genuinely curious because I don't know. You know what I mean? And like, and that's the thing. Like, it's like, not that matters. I don't think it really matters. I was just curious. That's all. Anyway,
someone at the school I work at has it. They just didn't, for confidentiality, they didn't tell us who has it. So I might know someone, but
the only way you'll know is if somebody tells you, because HIPAA laws, you're not just gonna, and you can't, because like legitimately, like in where I live in a small, super small town. Like where I live, like this town was like founded in like 1766. You know what I mean? Like it's tiny as fuck. So it's like someone actually talked about in like a local like group kind of thing where we talk about like what's going on in town and like like a town hall shit and stuff like that. They said, 3 people in this town have it. And one person's like, well, who is it? And the mayor's like, well, we can't tell you. And they're like, that's bullshit. And I'm like, that's not bullshit. Be like, imagine like the knee-jerk reaction to people and be like, I'm going to that person's house. I'm going to fucking be like, you get the fuck out of my town. You know what I mean? Like I went yesterday Friday, when I went shopping at the grocery store. And I went to the beer store real quick, and I know close to where I go to my grocery shopping, there's like a mom and pop butcher shop, and we go there every now and then to buy meats. But I go there more specifically to buy bones for my dogs. Like they make because they smoke meats, and they have these awesome like smoked bone meat, like the bones that come off the meat that they smoke, stuff like that. And that's like a treat we give to our dogs. So I went there specifically just to get bones for my dogs. And there was like 6 people in the place, and they had actually a sign outside with like tickets saying only 8 people are allowed in the butcher shop at a time, that kind of thing. And I went inside and I'm waiting. And like, I'm literally on my phone because it took a long time. And I'm sitting there and I'm on my phone texting. And like they asked me, okay, next, and I was next, and right when I went to go say me, I swallowed, so I swallowed and went like that real quick. And everybody like this and looked at me real quick, and I'm clearing my throat. I'm like I was swallowed, like it was like crazy, like I literally was swallowing. You said next, and I went to go say me, but I was swallowing, so I went and like people, it's like Hiroshima, man, like people freaked the fuck out, and I was like clear my throat. It's all good, So I could imagine like one of my good friends, he lives in Florida. Like allergies is real for a lot of people. Like I have allergies, but not that bad. Like I know people with straight up like hardcore allergies, and my friends, like a brewer from a brewery down south. He works at a brewery called Brewprint Brewery, and it's like I think it's Virginia-ish area. And he's like, yeah, our head brewer got kicked out of a grocery store because he coughed. That's it. Straight up just coughed. And they were like, sir, could you leave?
Wow.
But then you have people that up in like where I work in Scranton, there's a woman that got arrested because she purposely coughed over $35,000 worth of ingredients at a grocery store just to be a douchebag.
I heard about that.
That's like where I work, like 5 minutes away from my job.
Ridiculous.
You know what I mean? Like, so like there's shit like that. So there's both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
It's insane.
How are you guys like with it? Like, how do you feel? Like, do you get paranoid? Are you like, okay, I'm cool with it? Like, are you kind of like just like brushing it off?
I worry about the food supply. Like I know we're really good right now. Like we're fine as a nation. I've read a lot about that. We totally have enough food and storage and frozen. There's plenty of food. I just worry, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 4 months from now. That's the thing that I think about. Yeah, everything else. I mean, I really do think this is showing us like we're fine. There's a lot of communal support for people. There's food being donated for food banks. Schools are feeding kids who aren't going to school. 2 meals a day. I mean, there's all that stuff's happening right now, which is totally fine, but and great, not fine, great, but that's the one thing I'm worrying about is 4 months from now, is there enough food of the people who are making the food, staying healthy, all that kind of stuff. So that's what worries me.
I've never really worried about food, not necessarily from a personal standpoint, but as far as a country, just because we are one of the major suppliers of all food, whether it be grains or beef or protein, stuff like that. So, I mean, you don't want to be, an asshole about it, but in the grand scheme of things, if we just said fuck everybody else and we kept all the food to ourselves, we'd be fine as a country. And because a lot of people, like the imports that we import are luxuries, and the exports that we export tend to be necessities when it comes to import-export, as far as the United States versus other countries. If you
porn and things like that,
porn. I heard you, by the way. I'm just fucking with you.
What happens if the internet goes down? Who still has magazines?
No, dude, like literally, like the porn industry is getting like crushed by this. But there was an article about it, like the porn industry. I mean, there's a lot of industries being crushed, but porn industry is one of them.
Really? Because but like, couldn't they just like they're still making money off of existing content? Like, do they really find the need to make more and more?
How many times have you let me rephrase that. How many times has somebody that you've known gone back and watched the same video more than once?
Yes.
Anyway, with that in mind, let's go to comments real quick, and then we'll actually bring this up to a more later point. So we actually haven't really touched on these all that much. We had like Dutch Beer Geek saying, "Hey, what's up?" And then we had Doug saying, "What's up?" Kind of going back and forth about those bits of people. We have Doug saying hi to Kyle, more specifically, little man crush on Kyle right there. Doug saying the brewery. They don't suck. Will Dodge chiming in. I'm drinking my own Irish stout. That could be confused with a sexual euphemism, by the way. But we'll just assume that you're drinking homebrew. Let me get this camera right. There you go. Let's see. And then Doug saying he actually had some of his. He was asking Kyle about whether you do live stream or with your students. He actually answered that. And then Doug said, my son has some classes via Zoom and Teams. You're in Europe, man. It's a whole different ball game over there. There's the bullshit that we have to deal with over here is infinitely different. And he said he works 2 days from home, but now he works 5, and it's also obligated. I mean, technically my work is obligated, but the owners of my company haven't said you're obligated to work from home. I can work from home, so I'm still working. I'm just the company I work for is what do they call it? Deemed necessity or whatever the fuck it is. Essential, so, yeah, essential. Which is funny enough because like at first I didn't think we were, just knee jerk. I was like, I don't know if we're essential. But then when I read a couple things, I was like, oh yeah, it's so weird when you think you're not essential and then you think about the things that your company does and provides. Like the company I work for, we a large portion of the company I work for is actually a pool supply company, and they make a lot of maintenance equipment for swimming pools. And then, like at first, I was like, no, swimming pools are a necessity right now. You know what I mean? But like, if you were to let all the swimming pools not get overgrown and become like cesspools for mosquitoes and shit like that, it would cause like huge fucking disease. And then like a lot of like fisheries and stuff like that grow fish, and then hatcheries that have fish and stuff like that. That's what we supply stuff to. Oh yeah, it's kind of fucking necessity to feed fucking people.
I never thought that makes sense.
Yeah, and Max chiming in. What's going on, homie? He says any parent right now is appreciating the work teachers and child care centers do. So there you go. Fucking Ryan getting the props from Max. Let's see. We have anything else here? Hoffman chiming in. Oi from Australia. Was that the dude that was in Australia last time? Be like, dude, what time is it right now? 7? Oh, he's probably just waking up. And then Max saying healthcare workers everywhere are soldiers on the front line. I mean, it's true, man. You know, you see that new collab that's coming down from a lot of breweries. What was the name of that?
Oh, yeah, other half started it, right?
The what?
Other half started it.
Is that other half who actually started it? I don't know who started it.
Well, I saw that Beer Tree posted this morning that they got that other half's providing the recipe.
Yeah, it looks like the other half
is it all?
So that kind of makes sense.
Wait, I didn't hear about this.
Is it all together?
Yeah. And
it's a worldwide collaboration, and all the proceeds go to. They called it hospitality workers.
Yeah.
I assume they use that verbiage because there's people that have to work. And stuff like that, but it's mostly for like hospital workers and stuff like that, and it's basically they're just going to do like a worldwide collab. Yeah, and like all the money goes, all the proceeds, I assume, not the profits, but proceeds, kind of like Sierra Nevada did with Resilience or whatever it is, similar thing, but worldwide. Yeah.
But it's a bunch of breweries brewing it themselves, not just other half
breweries. Yeah. Everybody basically does their thing and agrees to make a beer and donate whatever profits or proceeds to whatever.
That's rad.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, I alluded to this in the text. I wanted to go over a bunch of lists that we're into in general, our favorite things when it comes to kind of entertainment and things that we dig on, because that's kind of what I've been into as of late. And I figured we kind of whittle it down to a couple things. That way people out there actually are into things, whether it be movies or games or TV shows or whatever, that they might have something else they could actually watch. Be like, I never heard of that. Maybe we'll dive into that. And we'll go through some of those and kind of pick our favorite ones. So I'll start off, and I'm going to start off with TV sitcoms, and then we'll kind of start with somebody else and go to like stuff like that. I've been ripping through, as I alluded to earlier, sitcoms, just because it's my favorite thing to have on TV. I'll watch it intently, or I can watch it while it's on the distance and it's kind of happening in the background. In 2 sitcoms, I'm going to go 5, just because that's my knee-jerk reaction is do like a top 5 or top 10. But 2 sitcoms I've really fucking gravitated towards during this kind of whole self-isolation thing has been one. I rewatched all of Seinfeld, which is fucking so fucking funny. Like, Seinfeld is amazing, and I don't think that's like, oh no shit, Sherlock shit, but when's the last time you actually rewatched it? Like, rewatched it like for serious? Go fucking rewatch that shit. It's not only is it hilarious, it's way more fucking heinous and politically incorrect than you could possibly imagine.
Oh, 100%.
In the most beautiful way possible. Like, it's like, this is hilarious, but it's not like a malicious. Like, there's politically incorrect malicious, and there's politically incorrect not malicious. But we've come to a point in society to where we're like, okay, now it's all malicious, regardless of if it's meant to be malicious or not. And Seinfeld is the best, dude. It's the best. Number 2, and I just finished this like 3 hours before I did this, is I rewatched News Radio. I don't know if any of you guys ever watched News Radio. It's Dave Foley from fucking Kids in the Hall, and Joe Rogan, and Andy Dick, and Phil Hartman. Phil Hartman is the king shit of fuck mountain. Like, he's the funniest dude in the history of mankind. If you want to watch the funniest dude ever, go to Saturday Night Live and watch the best of Phil Hartman. He's the best. So it's like one of the best sitcoms in history of mankind. It actually started before Seinfeld. I think it came out about 3 years before it finished, well before Seinfeld, because Phil Hartman's wife killed himself. If you ever want to deep dive while you're watching it, read about Phil Hartman and Andy Dick and John Lovitz and that kind of triangle of what happened there, because that is bonkers, crazy bullshit. Basically, Phil Hartman killed himself, and Andy Dick was part of News Radio, and John Lovitz blames Andy Dick for Phil Hartman getting killed, and they ended up replacing Phil Hartman with John Lovitz. So, like, John Lovitz would physically attack Andy Dick randomly throughout the fucking show while it was the fill-in after Hartman died, because he basically Phil Hartman and Lovitz were best friends. So it was like, he was like, you killed my friend, and would like physically attack him. You know what I mean? Just to be like, snap at it and shit like that. So News Radio would be one of the other ones. And then the other ones are pretty simple. 30 Rock. It's honestly, if I had to, like, if someone looked at me right now and said, you had to come back as any character in the history of television, it would be 2 characters. The first one would be fucking Jack Donaghy. I would love to be Jack Donaghy. I want to be Jack Donaghy. I would come back to Jack Donaghy. The second person I would want to be is Andy from Parks and Rec, and that would be my 4th one, is Parks and Rec. I would love to be Andy Dwyer. Why? Because Chris Pratt is sexy as fuck, and he's hilarious. So, yeah, Jack Donaghy and Chris Pratt. Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
There was a meme about Jack Donaghy like the other day I saw on Facebook, like, regarding all this. I forget what it was, but it was hilarious. I think it was him like being mayor or something like that. It was this, yeah.
There you go. Mayor. Why doesn't it say president, man? You're talking about Seinfeld. I'm talking about News Radio, 30 Rock, Parks and Rec, and the last one is kind of hard. Really tossing it around because there's a couple different ones, but honestly, for knee-jerk hilariousness, and you don't have to be a football fan to like this show. It sounds like it's good, football oriented, and it is. But if you're not a football fan, you'll love it. Is The League?
Oh my God, yes,
the fucking League,
the funniest character on television.
Yeah, who?
Rafi.
Rafi's the best, dude. Why do you think my dog name's Taco?
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah, why do you think my dog is named Taco? Because I fucking love that show. Rafi's the best, but that show is like literally. I've talked to people. I'm like, you gotta watch the show, and they're like, what are you about? What is it about? It's a bunch of people. They're in a fantasy football league, and they hang out and bust each other balls. Be like, I hate football. Be like, it doesn't matter that they like fantasy football. It has that doesn't mean anything. It could be Dungeons and Dragons. It could be fucking. It doesn't matter. And everybody's like, oh yeah, that's fucking the shit. So those are my top 5 to binge right now. If you're gonna sit there and watch any kind of sitcom, you guys don't have to do top 5s. You could do 1 or 2, or you could just do whatever you want. So go around the whole thing here.
Is it sitcoms only? Only sitcoms?
No, TV shows. We'll see. You could do any TV show. I mean, I feel bad now because I won't throw like fucking Lost or Battlestar or fucking Sopranos into it, but do whatever you want.
All right, I'll go.
I have no idea.
No one's gonna go.
Before anybody else goes, just so you know, Keith is on almost a second half, 2-second delay.
Oh, okay. Keith, go ahead then. If I cut you off.
Yeah. Oh no, you go ahead. I have no idea. What I'm doing.
Point proved.
Fair enough. All right. So this is gonna sound weird, but so Sopranos, Lost, Battlestar Galactica aside, like those more deeper shows and whatnot. I don't know. I find like weird comfort in how do you put it? Ever seen Burn Notice on USA or The Rookie that's on right now with Nathan Fillion? Like really simple, like primetime shows. You know what I mean? Like even procedurals. Does that
turn
make
your
sense?
brain off kind of shit?
Like
you just watch it. Turn your brain off, like you just sit down and watch it, enjoy, like you don't have to think about it.
Own thing, and it's just like they're like the 42-minute shows, but they're still like drama. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. Like I don't know. Burn Notice on USA was a big one. Burn Notice is a little bit different, but there was another one that was on USA that was about a bunch of like FBI, CIA, like NSA, DEA agents all living in the same house for some strange reason, and they're all really super attractive, and there's a bunch of guys and girls. And they just did actiony stuff and then there's The Rookie that has Nathan Fillion as like the oldest rookie ever in the LA Police Department. And obviously that's just the strangest premise, but yeah, it's complete turn your brain off television. It's sort of like, yeah, it's just, I don't know, for some reason that's what I've been gravitating towards recently. And I think that's maybe what I need, like just that flip it off like type thing. Like I still like my Better Call Saul. I'll still watch all those other more in-depth dramas, but like my go-to, at least during the day, like at night, like when Carrie and I are watching stuff, we'll watch those shows. But for me by myself, I just like turn it off and I just can watch something that's just like mindless. And I think it's probably the same thing that Matt was saying about the sitcoms. Like you can watch them and not really have to pay attention too much. These I would never ever rewatch again. Like I would never watch them on repeat, but it's just like that. Okay, I can still follow the story, and then after it's done, it's done. I'm over it. I've gone through it. Like, and I've told Mike multiple times too that I'm watching these. Like, why would you watch that stuff? I'm like, he's like, it's terrible. I'm like, it's fine. It's just you watch it. It just, I don't know. It's easy to kind of consume and digest, and then you're over it, and then you kind of forget what was. It's one of those things. So I would say if you're into something, especially if Nathan Fillion, the only reason I started watching The Rookie was because Nathan Fillion, is like amazing. If you watch Firefly and whatnot, but he makes the show.
Yeah. So
check out The Rookie. It's in season 2 right now, and it's about the LAPD. It's very silly at times. It doesn't make any sense a lot of times, but Nathan Fillion, he's charming as fuck.
Keith, you next.
All right. I would say Firefly, and then watch Serenity, the movie.
Yes.
That goes along with that.
Agreed.
I would go watch that. Battlestar Galactica. I've been thinking about it lately. I think I might rewatch it. Maybe.
I've rewatched it like 5 times. It's fucking awesome.
Yep.
I don't watch that many shows. Most of the shows I watch, like it's something Brit watches and whatever. One that I kind of like is The Goldbergs.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Hulu.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
That one's pretty good.
It plucks right at my heartstrings. I mean, that's like literally like
It has
that's
Herb, so
yeah. Like I was born in '76, so you know what I mean. I was 10 years old in '86. That's like wheelhouse shit for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't need to have 5. You could just.
Yeah, I recently just watched Justified. That was on Hulu. Oh, if you're looking for new stuff, Dave.
I know that's I've definitely heard of it though.
Well, yeah, it's on Fox, but Hulu has the Hulu or Fox on Hulu or whatever it is. So it's on Hulu, and that is good. It's about a Little Dicky. He's a rapper. He's a white rapper.
I'm looking it up now. I've definitely heard of it.
You done?
Oh yeah. That's definitely FXX is it's on. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, Kyle's up. You take too long, Keith.
Yeah.
Let's go, Kyle. Come on.
I don't have anything else anyway.
I sent a text about pre-rolling these in your brain. You should have. I know you read it, so don't act like you didn't know. Okay, Kyle.
I didn't know we were going to go through like everything. I thought there was going to be one list of 5.
You're the only person. You're the only person that thought that. Anyway, go ahead, Kyle.
There's only one right answer: Tiger King. Every other show. No, like yeah. Actually, you guys said a lot of things I really like. Love Better Call Saul. I think that I love Breaking Bad. I think Better Call Saul is better. Which I
do. Finally, somebody else agrees with me.
Yeah. Well, I love Bob Odenkirk too.
Yeah.
And yeah, Matt, I agree. I couldn't care less about football. The league is amazing. And I think the people who run that show wrote for Seinfeld. I think there's some connection there. But yeah, I like the league a lot. I watched The Good Place.
Oh,
yes. Who runs that show? Like, was a big guy for The Office, which I love.
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
9. I got about a laugh an episode, but I liked the philosophical stuff they would do. Like, it was kind of, for me, more of an interesting, cool show than funny. I know it's a comedy. I mean, it's supposed to be funny. I didn't think it was that funny, but it kept me entertained. Yeah, I could rewatch. Actually, I just bought that new Office book. I'm going to start reading it tomorrow. Where they did like interviews with people who worked on the show. But yeah, I could rewatch that 1,000 times. Park and Rec. I agree. Actually, I started rewatching Parks and Rec. I'm on season 2, and I decided my ideal body type is Andy in season 1. Like, that's what I'm going to go for. That's going to be my. It's not shredded Chris Pratt. It's Chris Pratt who can still drink some beer, but can move around.
I think you're there already, bud.
What's that?
I think you're there already, bud.
No, he could definitely put up more weight than I can at this point.
I don't know. Look at season 1 Andy, man. He's pretty doughy.
He is doughy. It's so true. Another documentary series I had watched before Tiger King was on HBO, the McMillions, which was really cool and interesting about the McDonald's Monopoly pieces. If people have access,
yeah, I read about that. I didn't watch it, but I read a story about that.
Yeah, isn't Ben Affleck
read about it? It's really fascinating.
Huh?
I thought Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were doing a movie on that too, right? Aren't they?
Yeah. I've heard talk about that. I've heard talk about actually Kate McKinnon from Saturday Night Live, I guess, is supposed to be doing a scripted show about the Tiger King stuff. So there's definitely some like things in the works, but and obviously, especially right now, nothing's filming. So
that was a good list. Everybody gave good stuff. So I'm gonna go bonus round here just for myself because I want to give a couple things out to people. Obscure shit that I fucking love. The Increasingly Poor Decisions of Todd Margaret. If nobody's ever watched that, The In-Betweeners. The In-Betweeners.
That shit, yeah, in the movies.
No, the movies suck, man. The TV show is fantastic.
TV shows,
Man,
British show?
the movies,
Um,
the movies made you like still kind of be like, okay, it's still.
oh
Kinda,
no, I love the movies, but they suck. The TV show is fantastic. Yeah, in between, what was the third one that I thought that was like pretty craptastic sitcom wise? That I don't know what it is. Anyway, yeah, increasingly bad decisions to Todd Margaret. Or poor decisions to Todd Margaret. That's a pretty fucking.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking pretty. I had one more. What was the other one I thought about? Larry Sanders Show. That's a little bit hard for people to get into because it's old and it's dated. So Larry Sanders Show is almost like an earlier version of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I saw Max chiming in saying that I've ever gotten the Curb. I've actually never really gotten the Curb Your Enthusiasm. Even though I love Seinfeld, I like Larry David, but I watch it. I've tried to watch it multiple times. Just I keep trying to watch it, and it's not that I don't find it funny. It's just kind of there's something maybe too awkward about it. I love awkward. It's like my favorite thing is when I feel awkward.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but anyway, Larry Sanders Show is basically think of Johnny Carson show, except Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon, or it's a show about them and behind the scenes. And it's half real life and half fake life, kind of like Curb is, to where some of the celebrities are who they are in real life and some are fake. And it's dated because it's from the 80s and it's weird, but oh man, that fucking show is fantastic. Anyway, so that was TV shows. So go ahead, Sean.
I was gonna say, so I actually didn't like Seinfeld in the beginning. Like,
okay. How do I kick you out of here?
I never got it. No. And then I started watching Curb, and then once I watched Curb, probably like a few seasons in, I went back and started watching Seinfeld, and I was like, oh, I get it now. And then I fell in love with Seinfeld. So it took me to Curb to get to Seinfeld.
No, it sucks that it took that much for you to like it.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? It's like saying like, I hated porn, but then like, I read some books about, samurai, and I saw some old Japanese artistry about, and there was a naked woman in it. And then eventually I kind of like pornography and be like, dude, it's not that hard. It's vagina and titties and dick. Like, it's not hard. But at least you got there. It's about the journey, not the end, I guess. Oh my God, dude. Anyway, so a lot of these are gonna, because I want to do shows, I want to do movies, I want to do video games, I want to do activities. We already did shows. Let's move to games, because we talked about video games at the get. Sean was talking about games that he got into. Cal was talking about games he got into when he was a kid. But before we do that, let's go actually into the comments and see what everybody's saying before we forget everybody. Yeah, we have Remy chiming in saying, what up? What's going on, Remy? Let's see. Doug Hessman loves Seinfeld. Kramer rules. He does. I mean, he did the whole kind of crazy racist thing, but he's still hilarious.
Character rules.
Yeah. Bill Bach. I've been watching a ton of Bon Appetit YouTube videos, like watching The Office, but with food. Brad Leone is great. You guys should check out his fermentation videos. Okay, quick one for all you guys. I want you to give one answer. What's a weird series that you guys watch that you like just randomly? Like, it doesn't matter. It could be YouTube, it could be TV, it could be whatever. For me, it is one of my favorite chefs of all time. His name is Jacques Pepin. It's called Fast Food My Way. You can go online and look it up, and it's basically him kind of doing Julia Child, like, even though him and Julia Child are best friends. He does basically a half-an-hour episode where he cooks like basically a full-course meal in a half an hour, and he tells you how to do it quick and awesomely, and almost all of them are available on YouTube. That's what I watch, like a weirdly one. What do you guys watch?
I don't know if it's weird, but I would like the Bon Appetit thing. I thought I watch a shitload of cooking shows on YouTube, like Sous Vide Everything, Guga Foods, Pitmaster X. What's the other one I watch? Is a good one. Obviously, the first We Feast stuff does a lot of food stuff, like the Hot Ones channel. But and that was going to be one of my things too. Is I watch a shitload of YouTube channels when it comes to a lot of cooking stuff. And like, even though if I don't like I don't have a smoker, I cook on gas outside. Like, I still love watching barbecue videos and stuff like that. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, it's something that like I'll put on in the kitchen. I have my like tablet on the fridge and I'll put that on when I'm cooking, and it's just soothing.
Yeah, no, I agree. What about you, Kyle?
Is it really Dough? D-O-U-G-H? A guy in New York City does like pizzeria tours and stuff, and then he has a very traditional pizzeria owner, and they just bring him different kinds of pizza, and it's funny, it's cool. You get to kind of see some weird versions of pizza, and then that's on YouTube, and then I think is it the Thrillist channel, and then on Funny or Die, Zach Morris is trash, which is so funny. If you ever watched Saved by the Bell, it's really funny where he just like distills a single episode to show how Zach Morris is a sociopath, and the guy who does it actually got hired to run, or not to run, but he's a writer on the new like reboot sequel Saved by the Bell show they're doing. But yeah, really funny.
Keith? Good talk, Keith. Okay, I'm in the next one.
It's probably it's probably I don't really watch weird stuff. It's How to Drink on YouTube, because I don't drink mixed drinks and stuff, but I watch it because I like it. I don't know.
Okay. Again, like I said previously, good talk, Keith.
But also, I just want to put in there. I've been watching a lot of, not one specific channel, but I've been watching a lot of like Fallout, the video game videos, just about like some of the lore in some of the games and just the history of the game.
No, Keith. Here's the thing: have you ever played Fallout?
Yeah.
You have?
No.
I don't believe it. I think you're just watching dystopian shit because you want life to end.
Well, yeah, it might be a little wishful thinking.
I'm gonna grab another beer.
Okay. Max McNeil, Kevin in Seinfeld is king. Any of you guys into the Tiger King craze? We talked about this previously, but yes, I watched it. Everybody watched it but Sean, right? He saw the one episode, right?
Yeah, he's only watched one, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was pretty interesting in a way. Here's the thing: when I watched that show, and this isn't spoiler status stuff, this is just it is literally a microcosm of social media. It's like literally like I know 18 people that are that guy in their own brain. You know what I mean? Because of social media, and that's the grand scheme of things. It has nothing to do with anything other than people thinking they're king shit of fuck mountain. Yeah. Anyway. Matt's back with Have You Watched Curb? We talked about that real quick. He said I had a super solid list. He talked about The Office. Now listen, I'm not gonna sit here and shit all over The Office. I like The Office.
Here we go.
What? I'm not gonna shit all over The Office. I bring you.
Mike starts an argument, so this is where I get like you just put me in defensive mode.
I guarantee that you'll agree with what I'm about to say.
Okay,
how about that?
Go ahead.
So I'm not going to shit all over The Office. I was late to The Office for one specific reason. Is that a bulk? No. 90% of my adult life was spent in Scranton. So 90% of the show is people making fun of people from Scranton. Why the fuck do I want to like a show that's been making fun of me all the fucking time? I watched. So now it's
I don't know. Maybe I was missing. I never thought they were making fun of like. I knew it was based.
No, it's everybody from the whole show is the whole impetus, the whole cusp of the show is everybody from Scranton is a fucking idiot. That's all the show is about, really.
I just figured everyone was
like literally leave Scranton and everybody's smart and they're dumb. So, like and you have to understand that for 18 years of working in a tattoo shop, like, dude, we'd have people walk in every day. Can you give me an office tattoo? Oh, you're from Scranton. Can I have an office tattoo? Can you tattoo Michael Scott in my face? Like, it was like we'd have people from we have people show up from fucking other countries, be like, I'm here. I'm like, oh, they would walk in and hand a passport over. They'd come in and get something done. Be like, oh, where are you guys from? Be like, oh, New Zealand. Why are you here? Because I like The Office. Like straight up all the time, like constantly. I'm like, really? I'm like, you came to Scranton because you like The Office. You're like, okay, you didn't go to Auschwitz because you like Schindler's List. I mean, like, come on, like, fucking, like, it's fucking Office. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the worst place on earth. It's bad. No, and so I like. So like, I know Keith, because I know Keith would love that. But it's that it was that bad. But then I was like, I'll watch it, and it's funny. And actually, you know what? The British one sucks.
And you like awkward comedy?
You don't like the British one?
I think I like Ricky Gervais, but I think he works. I like Ricky Gervais individually. I don't like him when he's working with other people. I think he's forced and too whatever with other people, like him one-on-one, like he's a host or stand-up or something like that. It's hilarious. But when he's in a show, I just didn't like him. Like when he like the worst, you want to see the worst Ricky Gervais you could see, watch Louis when he's Louis's doctor and fucking Louis. It's like, really, dude, you're just a cackling moron. You know what I mean? Like, and that works when you're by yourself. It just doesn't work in the show, but that's just me. Anyway, let's move on from horrible comments that I make. Cylons. That's right, motherfucker. It's all about Cylons. White Rapper, Eminem Rules. I don't think you guys remember Snow. Thank you very much. Informer.
Sorry.
Or anybody, or who, no, even better. White Rappers. What's his name? Oh, what the fuck's his name?
There's some good white rappers. Sage Frank.
Third base. Remember Third Base? The Gas Face. You guys don't know the Gas Face from Third Base? Come on now, son. No. Yes, Kyle. Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad. Ozark is also great. Jim Carrey does Vanilla Ice, hilarious. Jim Carrey does anything from it's hilarious, especially as the president. Hot Ones is great. I actually don't think Hot Ones is great. One of the few and far between. I've watched it several times and just doesn't really.
I pick and choose my guests. Well, I watch all of them now, but definitely some guests are obviously way better than others.
Is Hot Ones the one where they bring celebrities on to eat hot wings?
Yeah.
I think I've watched like half of an episode and I was like, whatever.
Some of them are really good. Like I don't remember which one got me hooked. Like I remember thinking it was really stupid. And then there was one episode that got me hooked, and then I kept watching it. Definitely, you can pick and choose which episode you want to watch. And surprisingly, it's not always your favorite celebrity, because sometimes even the ones that you think are really funny, they're kind of shitty because they're just all over the place with that. Yeah. There's people that you wouldn't expect that were really funny, but
well, that's I would give you that, because honestly, I didn't watch a ton of them, but like maybe about a year ago, because the one podcast I listened to, Still the Spear, had the guy from Hot Ones on, and I was like, okay, let me go back and see if it's actually funny. And I didn't like all the new ones, but the old ones I liked. Like when it was like non-superstar people, I thought it was kind of like it'd be interesting. But I mean, I get the concept. It's just
because now you can tell that they're on like a press tour a lot of the times if they're like big movie stars.
Yeah, it's like oh well, we got to do Hot Ones. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Okay, so we didn't get into games yet. That was the next one we're moving on to. Let's start with somebody else. I started the last time. Who wants to start with video games? Let's go with top 5 video games that you guys kind of not just love, your favorite of all time, but games that are work for you in downtime, stuff that you could actually do during this time of you guys having a lot of free time. Who wants to start? I think Sean start.
All right.
Okay.
There you go.
Top 5. I don't know if I could do a top 5. I don't think I played 5, but I'll say
5 video games in your whole life.
Oh, whole life. Yeah, fine.
No, I'm saying like 5 video games that you've not just played over the past week, but games that would apply to you wanting to play. Shit like that. You know what I mean?
The one that comes to mind, and it's because this happened over the quarantine or whatever we're calling this, Half-Life. Because they just so there
Mesa.
Was Half-Life. Yeah. Because I've been playing Black Mesa, which is the bunch of just fans remade Half-Life 1, and Valve sanctioned it. They remade Half-Life 1 in the latest updated graphics for the Source engine, and it's just as great to play. It's just as fun gameplay wise. So Half-Life definitely was one of them. Probably Metal Gear Solid. If we're going super far back, I'm trying to think. Anyone remember Metal Marines for Super Nintendo?
I don't. I would actually skip Super Nintendo. I was a Genesis guy. And I skipped a little bit of games and went straight to PlayStation.
Yeah, Metal Marines was an interesting game. I still play it on now and then. Which one?
Never mind.
Fair
nothing.
You would essentially plant your bases in certain spots on the map. It was like an overhead thing almost, and then you would kind of like each of you. It was turn based, so you would then shoot missiles or whatever, or send Marines over and destroy certain parts, and you could hide your base. It's hard to explain, but
the Command and Conquer. Or?
No, it was a little bit, maybe a little bit more like Command and Conquer, but it was way easier to do with the controller because like Command and Conquer and stuff was way more mouse oriented.
Yeah,
that was easier to do like that. This was definitely, I don't know, it was its own thing. I've never played a game like it since then, and it always, and whenever I ask anyone about it, nobody ever fucking remembers it. So maybe it was terrible. That's 3. Is that 3? I guess half of Black Mesa counts as 1. Oh no! I said the Metal Gear Solid games are always big too, and then Halo, of course, Halo. That's always been my big thing. I think when I first started getting into Halo, it was probably Halo 3, and then I kind of went back and did the original ones. I can't really think of like obviously like Nintendo was the very first system I ever got, but I can't think of anything that like Nintendo itself was probably it. Like that was the first thing that got me into video games, and then from there. When it comes to actual like gameplay and whatnot, it was definitely probably those 4. And then there's obviously other, all your other genres or other big AAA titles that if it's Batman, if it's Spider-Man, yeah, that's gonna pull me in more for the comic book thing than anything. Like Kyle said, Warcraft 2, that was a big one too. But StarCraft was also probably a little bit bigger than Warcraft for me. StarCraft 2, I think, really disappointed me. And now I'm probably just going down a rabbit hole. I'm like, oh, well, let's just talk about what I didn't like about StarCraft 2. Like, I was so into StarCraft 1. And then I'm like, StarCraft 2 came, and then and then I never finished it. And then I found it like the other day that I had a save still on my computer, and I was like, well, I don't really want to play that because I don't know. I'm gonna stop rambling now because I think I'm just
there
like,
you go. Kyle, you're up.
Yeah. So specific to the last couple weeks. Warcraft 2, as I said. On my phone, I've been playing. I have Dr. Mario. I'm a Nintendo guy, so I have the Dr. Mario app and then a crossword app. So that's like on my phone what I do to pass the time if I'm killing time. Now they just announced this 2-week extension that I'll be off. I have a Nintendo Switch. I'm probably gonna get the Mario Odyssey, just to have something new to play. But yeah, growing up, definitely all the Mario games. I love side scrollers, so I already did the side scroller one for the Switch.
Wait, I want to put a pause on this real quick. But who lives in your house besides you and your wife, Kyle?
2 daughters.
Okay, who's the Switch player? Like, is there like one of your daughters is like a big Switch?
Me.
That's what I'm saying. So how the fuck can you say I'm not in the games when you bought a fucking Switch?
Yeah, but I only have 3 games. I have Donkey Kong, Smash Brothers, and whatever the Mario side scroller is.
You're like nonchalant and like I don't know. I don't play video games, but you have like the most recent console. Like anyway, go ahead.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, so yeah, always been a Nintendo guy. But when PlayStation came out, then I got into the PlayStation, played a lot of like Tony Hawk games and all that. Yeah, those that's all I've been playing lately, though.
Okay, Keith, you playing any games or no? I know you're not a big video game guy.
I haven't actually been playing much recently, but if we're talking games over a lifetime, I'll try to go in chronological order.
Ooh, shit.
The first game, a game that I still love to this day that I haven't played in years. I'm not even exactly sure of the name of it, but it was a Game Boy game. It was a Mario game, and it was The Legend of the 7 Coins or something.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm checking it. Yeah.
That was one of my favorite games. Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo.
That one was great. It was awesome.
That
Mario
Half-Life. Yeah, that one. Half-Life, the original Half-Life. Half-Life, Blue Shift, Opposing Force.
Blue Shift and Opposing Force.
Those. Wolfenstein. Up to the newest ones.
Son.
The new ones are really good. like the latest.
No, they are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? I don't remember what the other one was. There was another one. Right? Because that's 4, right? Oh, Dead Space. Dead Space.
Dead Space is like, I really dig Dead Space, man. Like it's like probably one of my. I'm not a big horror guy, but one of my more favorite.
I know what it
is. It's basically a first-person shooter with horror elements.
Yeah,
basically. So, let's see. For me, like pass the time, and that's the most important thing because there's a lot of games I can get into and stuff like that. For, I've been playing actually a lot of Tiger Woods, 2012 Masters golf, just because that, like, honestly, like I could play that shit and turn my brain off. Kind of like the same thing you're talking about.
You guys can play on. I should hook you and my dad up. You guys can play online.
Actually, no, we can't. You want to know why? Because it's 2012 and the servers have been shut down because it's that old. So we can't play online. You can only play with yourself. Let's see. Besides that, video games that really, God. Well, you guys talked about Half-Life. Okay. The game I just started I started 5 days ago because I was like, okay, it's time to get back in this. Because I'm going to run through Portal 1 and 2.
Ah, yes.
And it's been that long, so like I forget it. You know what I mean? I forget it enough to where it's all new.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to run through Portal 1 and 2.
Puzzles. Yeah.
That was a crazy like gauntlet to run through to get that shit to work because Portal was originally released on its own, and then eventually Valve released the Orange Box, which was Portal and Team Fortress and fucking Half-Life and all that shit. So I kept trying to get. I couldn't. I'm one of those weirdos that has to play computer video games on a controller. I don't like. Like I just built a brand new gaming rig. I love PC computing. I just hate a mouse and keyboard. I like a controller. It's just way. I'm one of those weird ones. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because I don't like multiplayer online games and I don't like story games. So I need fast reflexes and need to worry about precision, I guess.
Yeah, but most of the games now, well, at least nowadays, you can get on the console though.
Not really, no. Plus, they don't look. Dude, I have a 110 inch. I have a 110 inch 4K projector. I want it to look fucking awesome.
Fair
you
enough.
have to have a fucking computer. That's why I use it. Anyway, the original Portal is literally you can't make it work with a controller, and it took me like a week of me like fiddling with it, going, "Why the fuck? And I went, "Wait a minute." So I downloaded the Orange Box. It works fine. So now I'm working through that. So we have Tiger Woods Golf, Orange Box. I'm trying to think of what else that I kind of dip into. I don't want to say sports games because like Madden I can get into and stuff like that, but it's like I want to spend like 20 minutes into something and I just play with it. BioShock, the original, is probably one that I could just lose myself into. And I'm trying to think of a really good one. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you know what? 2 of them. One would be just emulation in general. Like whether it be like just Nintendo up until, for me, I wouldn't say Nintendo. Someone said about Pong. From Pong up until probably Wii, I could emulate pretty perfectly on my computer. So I've been playing a lot of Rogue Squadron from like GameCube. I've been playing some Super Mario, like some old Commodore and some old Intellivision games, stuff like that. And then last but not least, Sean stole Metal Gear, so I'll have to go with Uncharted. I'll have to go Uncharted.
Yeah, Uncharted is definitely a series that's amazing. I just finished. Did you play the spinoff with the girls after they did the last one?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Fun. No, it's fun. Let's put it this way. Like my love for Metal Gear and Uncharted is it has no bounds. Like I play every single Metal Gear and Uncharted game every year. I sit down and run them in order
Oh, really?
once a year. So
wow.
those
Sweet.
every single year. Yeah, not like ever, like not like I've did them like every year. I've run Metal Gear from like NES to PlayStation, to PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. I don't do the new one, the fucking Metal Gear fucking Phantom Pain. That's
I actually just thought,
canon.
I haven't played that yet, and I'm running out of video games I want to play, and I was like, should that be next?
Fuck that noise. Yeah.
Not good.
I mean, it's probably, if you like RPGs and shit like that, you like it. But I don't like I want my gaming experience to last between 10 to 20 hours and be over.
Yeah, that's
it. Like I don't want to grind for a coin, that'll open a door, to give me a hammer, to smash a rock, to give me a key, that'll let me talk to somebody that might give me a key to go somewhere, to talk to another guy that might be level up. And then 47 hours later, I do the same thing. Yeah. I don't like that shit. It does not work for me. So those are my games.
Can I do a memorable or shout out?
Honorable mention.
Something?
Do whatever you want, man. Just
honorable mention.
Not a 2-hour delay.
It's not my fault. It's my internet.
It's funny saying things and then waiting for Keith to laugh at it. That's my favorite part about it.
I know there's a bunch of other Bonk games, but Super Bonk for Super Nintendo, I used to play it all the time. It was awesome. Also Metal Gear Solid. Talking with my hands. Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain fucking ruined everything for me. I hate that game. I like Metal Gear Solid a little bit less, like the whole franchise. I just like it a little bit less because of that game.
I like you a little bit less because of that game. See, there's sometimes I make a joke and Keith laughs immediately. So I think there's I don't know if it's a video delay or it's a brain delay. Like that's the thing. And now I'm kind of is Keith fucking with me?
No, right now, no, I can tell when my internet is it works okay sometimes and then it doesn't.
Is it raining?
You muted Sean as it is raining.
No, he muted himself. I didn't mute him.
Oh, well, as soon as he got muted, it starts working better. My internet is 3 people max on this thing.
That's weird. Because all this goes up and then goes to a server and goes to another server. Anyway,
I don't know. That's the way it works.
So here's the next one. This is the next list I want to do. We'll do maybe 2 more lists and then we'll be done. And I'll probably reach my limit for shit I want to talk about. Now I want to do the next list I want to do is movies. Our favorite movies, but I'm going to put a twist on this one. What's your favorite movie that if you walk into a room and it's playing, you have to stop and watch it on TV? It's not your favorite movie of all time, but it's your most rewatchable movie to where you're flipping channels and there's oh fuck, now I gotta watch this fucking movie now. I just gotta watch. It's the last 15 minutes. This is the best part of the fucking movie, and it's one of those movies where it's not necessarily some highbrow, amazing thing that you ever seen, but it's a movie you're well, I kind of watch it now. Is that literally something you guys can get into, or is it? Am I making bullshit? Poopy pants stuff. Sean, I'm basically saying everybody's favorite movie, but not their favorite movie. The favorite movie that if they're flipping channels or walking into a room and it's halfway on or a good part's on, and they're fuck, now I got to sit here and watch it. The rewatchable movie.
I don't.
You don't have to answer right now. I'm just posing the question to you.
I can say one, but it's based on.
I can
one.
No.
I got a list of 50.
No. I have a bunch, but right now off the top of my head, if it's Christmas time and Tim Allen's The Santa Claus is on, I'm all fucking in.
Have you ever been arrested for cocaine? Okay, let's start.
Turn my head off. It just won't stop shaking.
Okay. Keith, you go first.
One movie that I super like that I The Last Castle. Robert Redford is in it. Mark Ruffalo is in it.
Here, man.
The guy from The Sopranos is in it.
James Gandolfini.
What's that?
James Gandolfini.
Yeah, he's in it. That guy Clifton Jr. or whatever his name is, or something, is in it. I love that movie.
Of course you do.
If any of the Dead Space movies are on, I will stop and watch those too.
There were Dead Space movies?
I believe there's 2 of them, I believe, right now.
Mm.
They're animated,
Okay.
but obviously.
What's your other 4, Keith?
I mean, I think I'm just gonna have to go with movies I like because I don't think I'll rewatch movies enough to be like, oh, I've seen this already. I have no idea.
Okay,
I
Sean, you're
can't
up.
think of anything off the top of my head.
Probably Godfather 1 or 2. So to preface it, my wife hates rewatching anything. She won't rewatch shows. She won't rewatch movies. She's like, why would we watch that? We already watched it before. I'm like, we haven't seen it in like 7 years. But like, so it's very hard if something comes on and I'm like, and I get into it. Like Godfather's happened multiple times. But yeah, Godfather, a lot of the Marvel movies because they're so easy to digest. But before I took my accidental nap, I put on the Dark Knight because no one else was in the living room. So I just put it on and it was on Netflix and I was like, shit. And I started watching it. That's one. Batman 89. There's just, it's just, I don't know. For me, if it's easy to digest, you can kind of just, this is going to sound really weird. 3 Men and a Baby. That movie is fire.
I think you're on a list right now. I'm not sure what you're on, but you're definitely in some.
Let me think. Let me think. Probably like the original Star Wars as well. Yeah, that's always easy to kind of just jump on into. Douglas just said Spaceballs, so funny enough, that's actually my wife's favorite movie. That's the only movie she could probably freaking rewatch, and she hates Star Wars. She refuses to watch Star Wars, but she loves Spaceballs. So I don't try to figure that one out. Anyways, Kyle, go before I just keep rambling.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite movie is Spinal Tap, but I never catch that on TV to watch the rest of it. Before I answer, one of the things I was thinking about when the question was being asked, when I was in college and I was living with a couple of my buddies, I remember I woke like it was a Saturday morning and people were waking up at different times, and so I woke up second and I went out to the living room and my friend was watching Dude, Where's My Car? And I'm just like making fun of him, like, how would you watch this movie? This movie's so stupid. And then I sat down and started watching it. And then the third roommate woke up. He's like, we got to watch it. Like, Dude, where's my car? Why are you watching this? The movie's so stupid. And he sat down. And then the fourth and final roommate, same thing. It's just like, this movie's so stupid, but all 4 of us couldn't not watch it on that Saturday morning. But at the same time, they used to play The Wedding Singer, like all the time on Comedy Central. So during college, I probably watched that movie 100 times, like bits and pieces of it, because it was just on all the time, and I never had a problem just picking up and watching it. I agree with Sean. Marvel movies, if I see one of those on TV, I can easily watch till the end. I agree with Dumb and Dumber. Douglas, I love that movie. I could watch that from beginning to end or anywhere in between. A lot of comedies I like. I think if you've seen them once, you can just kind of pick up and. My wife also, Sean, is not a huge fan of rewatching things, whereas I could rewatch things a lot. So yeah, to me, it's really easy to pick up, especially with a comedy. Yeah.
I'm so disappointed in everything everybody said right now because
You don't like the Santa Claus?
I've remembered a couple things.
no. Well, first things first. The most rewatchable, and this is facts. This is not opinion. The most rewatchable movie in the history of mankind is Shawshank Redemption, and not necessarily rewatchable. But if I walk through a room and the TV's on and I see Shawshank Redemption on, I'm like, I have to sit down and watch it. I'm like, it's not. I don't want to. It's not like for example, if I'm like walking through my house and we have to go get groceries, and I'm walking and the TV's on, and I'm like, I gotta watch it. And the wife's like, we're leaving. I'm like, sorry, man. I'm like, I gotta. The fucking Andy's about to break out, man. Like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You can go if you want to, but. I mean, come on, like get busy living. But yeah, so fucking yeah, Shawshank Redemption. If that comes on, I just have to stop and watch it. Let's see what else. If it's the second half of A Few Good Men, like getting close to the courtroom scenes and stuff like that, if that's on TV, I'm like, okay, well, I'm fucked right now, so I need to sit home and watch this shit. And this is not my favorite movies of all time. This is like, okay, this happened at beyond when I'm walking through the room, and now I'm fucked. So A Few Good Men, getting to the point where they're in a courtroom scene and Jessup's doing the whole you can't handle the true shit. I have to watch that. Happy Gilmore. Pretty much any point in Happy Gilmore. If I walk through and I'm like, fucking Happy Gilmore, I'm like, fucking Happy Gilmore. I'd be like, what are you going to do? Here's a weird one. And I actually said this, one of the first things I ever said to my wife. So I kind of attribute this to me actually like getting together with my wife is Devil Wears Prada. I love the movie The Devil Wears Prada. I don't know about it. I fucking love that movie. It is fantastic, and I'll watch it anytime. And then I'm trying to think of some other random movie. I don't know. I like weird movies.
Mean Girls too.
What? Mean Girls 2. I'm trying to think of
I didn't hear what movie you said, so I was just
yeah. There's probably I don't know. There's probably
Never
like
mind.
19. Elf. Let's go with Elf. If Elf comes on, I have to watch it, especially during Christmas. Like I love Christmas movies. It's good, like a toss up between Christmas Vacation and Elf.
Yeah.
But like I love Christmas Vacation, and the scenes, the individual scenes from Christmas Vacation might make me happier. But I don't know, something about Elf.
Right? Elf delivers every year.
Yeah. Every
year.
fucking time.
Yep.
Every fucking time. Yeah.
yeah.
Nah.
Can I finish my list? I had to look at my movies to remember what movies
I'm
I
gonna take
like.
a pee pee while you do that, by the way.
All right. I would say Die Hard. except for maybe 2. Die Hard for where'd everybody go? Am I in here by myself now?
Yeah. You right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
The other, I would say any
got that.
any Ray Harryhausen movie.
He's staring into the camera like that sadly is like my favorite thing in the history of mankind. He's like, I'm alone? Is anybody in here?
Any Ray Harryhausen movie. He did like a lot of the old stop motion stuff. With fucking I don't remember. He did a Sinbad movie. Like not Sinbad, the comedian Sinbad. Like you know, the old yeah. I forget what the name of the one movie that I really liked is, but so Die Hard, the Ray Harryhausen movies, and It wasn't with my movies, but I thought of it while I was looking at the movies that I had. Back to the Future.
That's a good choice. Actually, I could watch that anytime. Yeah.
And any of those.
Those are, the Back to the Future movies. The Back to the Future movies are like they're just even three.
Yeah.
Weaker, obviously, but still, I mean,
Right. Yeah.
still entertaining. But yeah, the first two especially. But yeah, the third one's fine. But yeah, man, just those movies totally just hit upon the right nerve. They're fun, they're funny, they're cool, they're a little futuristic sci-fi. They're lighthearted. There's the clear bad guy. Yeah, totally awesome.
All right, I need to go up and start my other meeting thing with a bunch of.
Oh right, yeah, you got your happy hour tonight.
Yeah, and I think I'm probably really gonna be. Carrie's like, I'm pretty much putting Kelly to bed myself right now. So.
Oh, and you're gonna be in the doghouse tonight. Good.
Yeah, probably. So I'll just go pull a really nice sour from the cellar, and that'll make her happy. All right, I'm gonna take off. You two have fun. Tell Matt I said bye. Oh, taking off.
Oh,
We'll see you, dude.
Enjoy. Bye.
See you, Sean.
I know if he's gone. That guy's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, my internet's. I don't know if there's still a delay, but my internet's working better as far as this goes.
Yeah, that's weird, man. It's kind of weird because like you shouldn't be handling any server side stuff on your end, but I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. When there's only 3 people in here, this video works fine. But as soon as you add a 4th, it just sometimes it works okay, sometimes it doesn't. The internet sucks here. That is what it is.
It's bad.
It is. Bad. It's real bad.
What do you got going on for us tonight, Kyle?
I'll probably once we're done with this, go down. I'm upstairs. I'll go back downstairs and work on that puzzle with my wife while I watch some TV. Like you were saying, like having stuff playing in the background, put something on the background on the TV, and just kind of plug along this African safari puzzle we're doing. I bought it for her birthday. I wasn't like really paying attention. I've never done a 3,000 piece puzzle. I had no idea how many pieces that was. It's a pain. It's so annoying. Man, how about you guys?
I'm probably gonna after this. I'm probably gonna try to make something for dinner. That's. She gets home at 11, so
okay.
I might watch some YouTube videos and then make dinner.
Nice.
I have a bunch of shit to do, man. I have video game stuff I need to do. I have to do it. Mandatory. No, video game stuff probably. But I have video editing and some work stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably jump all over the place. I have no fucking idea. Probably not do any of it and just literally sit down and watch probably one of the sitcoms that I mentioned in this fucking stream and stuff like that. So there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're down to 4 viewers. Everybody's chiming out here and stuff like that and dying off. Let's go through the comments real quick and then we will sign off and see what's what. Let's see. Ozark. We went through that. Remember Pong. We're going over video games. I've been traveling out for work, so I play this great game on my phone. Phone games don't matter. Played the original Wolfenstein 3D, Keith.
I don't think I've played the original Wolfenstein, but I've played games similar to like the same style games. I just don't believe I've played Wolfenstein.
1992 he's talking about. I did it on my 486 DX66. I actually know what he's talking about right now. That's how old we fucking are. Anybody ever play old school Red Faction?
No.
It rings a bell, but I don't remember.
I've played some Red Faction games, but not that one.
Doug Hesselman talking about Keith. No, actually, not the movie Dumb and Dumber, or Spaceballs. Both great movies. Dude, Where's My Car? Man, you like those fucking dumb humor games, Doug. Bill and Ted's is fantastic, but in a most horrible way. Now drinking Brock and Dickil, Lump It in the Throat by Brock and Squirster. Yeah. Dark Asian. What's that? Tossin barrels?
Is it?
Toshin?
Toshin?
If it's 4%, I'm in.
I'll let you know a secret if it was any percent Keith's in. So anyway, so there you go. A little bit of live stream. That was cool. We had Sean from Nerdson stop by, Kyle from No Hype Beer Reviews, Keith from 93 Lumber, and myself. So it was a good little one. We didn't have the amount of views we would normally see during this time, but enough people chimed in. We had a good response, and that's all that matters. The whole point of this is to do these things so you people can hang out and chat and at least have some kind of like interaction. You know what I mean? Some kind of human format, even if it is digitally and stuff like that. That's why I'm like trying to focus on doing live stuff lately, and I think it's a good thing. Even if one person's like, oh, okay, got to hang out for 10 minutes. I think that might be a good thing. So anyway, Doug, chime in. What, Keith?
Oh no, you can finish the comments.
Yeah, Doug saying he's from 1950. He wasn't born in 1975. He's from 1975. I'm not quite sure where he's from or when he was born, but at least he's from there. So, you know what I mean? I'm from PA, but I was born in 1975. So, I don't know. I read this. It says it's 10.5% Keith. I read that Keith is 10.5%. I mean, that would make more sense in my brain based off of everything.
Right about now.
We gotta go. I gotta go and play some golf.
Can I ask just one question?
No, you can ask 9 if you want.
Mostly to you two. So basically, I've been trying to drink mostly beers that I've had that I've been aging. Mm-hmm. But most of them are beer